Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know the deal on this channel, man. We must continue to set the record straight. Stop the lies. Stop the narratives, y'all. Stop them from rewriting the history, man. For real. And in this video, we're going to speak about something that I've talked about in past videos. I've touched on. And Nick Wright, this idea that you hear Nick Wright and a lot of the LeBron James fans talk about LeBron James being robbed of a Defensive Player of the Year award in the 2013 NBA season, guys. Right? Nick Wright loves to talk about that. Oh, LeBron James was robbed. He was 3 votes shy of this and all these lies, all this nonsense, man. I want to talk about that in this video briefly. This will be a quick video, man, because I want to ask Nick Wright and the LeBron James fans a question, man. Because like, once again, it's more excuses, more lies, more narratives, right? For LeBron James, guys. And I want to thank you guys, man, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. I am truly, truly humbled, guys, by all the support, man. It really means a lot, for real. Everybody in the membership, you guys sharing your stories with me, everybody commenting, man, liking the videos. So, like I said, man, it just means a lot, guys. So much respect to all the true basketball fans out there, man. Real recognize real. We are standing up, man. And thank you to all you guys for rolling with me, for real, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I'm not going to go too long in this video because we've talked about this before. The robbery, right? The quote-unquote robbery that happened to LeBron James in the 2013 season as it pertains to a Defensive Player of the Year award. The LeBron James fans, and Nick Wright in particular, he loves to talk about that 2013 robbery, right? He was just recently talking about the peak for peaks, right? And I did a video on that. Michael Jordan's peak versus LeBron James' peak. And he tries to use that 2013 season as LeBron James' peak year. The best year of his career. And I told you guys, I laughed about it. And because they exposed themselves without even realizing it. They're sitting there trying to tell us that LeBron James needs to be on a super team to reach his peak play. That's really what that means. That's where LeBron James gets exposed. Nick Wright, all his arguments, his fans, they all get exposed. You're sitting there trying to tell us that LeBron James needed to team up with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and a host of other veterans on that Miami Heat team to reach his peak. Think about that. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan did what? He continued to work hard in practice, push his teammates, develop Scottie Pippen, the Horace Grants, the B.J. Armstrongs, develop chemistry with the John Paxsons, the Bill Cartwrights, the Craig Hodges, the Cliff Livingstons. And this is how the Bulls were able to capture their first NBA title. And this is where Michael Jordan was at. These are things that he did. And I told you guys, Michael Jordan was always at his peak. But if we think about what Nick Wright talks about and a lot of the LeBron James fans, that he was robbed of a 2013 Defensive Player of the Year award, I continue to ask the same question. And I asked Nick Wright and I asked all of his friends, all his fans, excuse me. Did LeBron James only play in the NBA for 1 season? I thought LeBron James has been in the league for 21 years. So what that means and what I'm trying to show you guys and highlight is that LeBron James could have won Defensive Player of the Year award in any season he played in, right? If he's that great of a defensive player, he could have won in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014, 2015, 2016, 17. You see where I'm going with this, guys. LeBron James has been playing for 20 seasons. So they want us to believe, Nick Wright wants you to believe, that it was only that 1 season that LeBron James was robbed. 1 season. 1 season, he was robbed for Defensive Player of the Year award. He couldn't win it any other year. No other year LeBron James could have won a Defensive Player of the Year award. Right? Michael Jordan won a Defensive Player of the Year award, and you can make arguments that he should have won at least 2. You can make those arguments. Right? You can say he could have won in 93, where I believe he finished runner-up that season. Right? You could have said that Michael Jordan, you could have said he could have won in 87 maybe, right? When he became the first player in NBA's history to record over 200 steals and 100 blocks in a season. Now we know they didn't start tracking blocks and steals until the 74 season. However, Michael Jordan did these things as a guard. No guards ever come close to this. A guard. All right? This is Michael Jordan, guys. He was great on defense for years. He was great on defense. I've told you the problem for LeBron James and why he's not an all-time great defensive player and why he was never great is because he's never been consistent. So they always point to those 4 years in Miami as LeBron James' peak. 4 years in Miami out of 20 seasons. That's his peak. playing on a stacked super team in a weak Eastern Conference. So, once again, LeBron James' defense has been exposed because he has never been a consistent defensive player. He has not. He has 5 all-defensive first teams in 20 seasons, guys. That's not consistency. It's not consistency. Larry Bird has 3 all-defensive teams, right? In what, 10 full seasons? So we think about Michael Jordan. He has 9 all-defensive firsts, right? In what, 11 full seasons? LeBron James should have at least 10, 11, 12, 13 all-defensive teams. At least. He should have at least 8 or 9 or 10 all-defensive firsts, maybe a couple of seconds. But instead, he has 5 firsts, 1 second for a grand total of 6 all-defensive teams in 20 seasons. So once again, this exposes the consistency of LeBron James' defense. Once again, this exposes LeBron James being a great defensive player because in order to be a great defensive player, you must be consistent. That's the key to defense, being consistent, giving the effort consistently. LeBron James does not give the effort consistently, so he's never been a consistently great defensive player, which is why he's not an all-time great defensive player, like a Michael Jordan is. So once again, I asked Nick Wright, all the LeBron James fans, how come LeBron James didn't win a Defensive Player of the Year award in any other season? Why was it just that one season that he was robbed? He wasn't robbed in any other seasons? Where was the defensive abilities in all these other years? LeBron James, they keep telling us, is the greatest athlete, right? Oh, LeBron James, the greatest athlete in the history of the world, man. LeBron James still playing like he's 18 years old. So he's the greatest athlete, but yet his defensive longevity is not there. Where's the defensive longevity from LeBron James? It's not there, guys. He doesn't have the longevity on the defensive end because he's been resting on defense for years to save up for his offense, man. That's what's always been about for LeBron James. So where's LeBron James at? Where's he all these other years? Right? Where was he in his 30s? Where he's never made an all-defensive team. He couldn't even make an all-defensive team in his 30s, y'all. But they're talking about he was robbed for a Defensive Player of the Year award in 13. So the guy who was supposed to win a Defensive Player of the Year award 2013 has never made an all-defensive team from 2015 on. We're talking about 10 seasons now, guys. Hasn't sniffed an all-defensive team. Not even an all-defensive second. Once again, in the weakest defensive era in the history of the NBA, guys. LeBron James, if he was a great defensive player, he would have been on all-defensive easily. First team every year. There's no one in this era. This era is not full of the greatest defensive players giving effort all night, every night. These guys are playing 50, 55 games. Once again, the softest era ever, the lack of defense, all these things, and LeBron James can't make a couple all-defensive second teams in his 30s. He couldn't sniff one when he was 35 or 33, 34 years old, 36. But he spends millions on his body. He's in the greatest of shape, but he couldn't sniff any of these awards. He couldn't make an all-defensive team, but they want you to believe that he was robbed in 2013. One season, he was robbed. Once again, what about all the other years he's been playing? Why didn't he win an award any of those years? Because LeBron James ain't like that on defense, man. Even that 2013 season, he ain't like that on defense. LeBron James never been like that on defense. I told you, they want to talk about him shutting down Derrick Rose in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, and then the very next series in the NBA Finals, he's getting toasted out there by Jason Terry. Magic Johnson's wondering, can he stop him? But he's an all-time great defensive player? He was robbed for a Defensive Player of the Year award. No one ever thinks of LeBron James. When you think about the 10 greatest defensive players in NBA's history, the top 10 guys, no one ever thinks about LeBron James. No one does. No one. Michael Jordan was one of the greatest defensive players of his era, right? One of the greatest, up there with guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, the David Robinsons, the Mutombos, the Scottie Pippens, the Gary Paytons. These are all-time great defensive players, legendary defensive players. Michael Jordan is a legendary defender. Why? Because he gave the effort consistently every single night on the defensive end to go along with his defensive skills, his athletic ability. But he gave the effort. He showed up. LeBron James has not done that. And this highlights why he hasn't made an all-defensive team since he was 28, 29 years old. Never once in his 30s. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing. So yeah, you guys, I'm not going to go on and on for this, but that's what I'm talking about, man. Nick Wright loves to bring up the 2013 season. A lot of LeBron James fans, oh, LeBron James was robbed, right? Because they know that Michael Jordan has that award that LeBron James will never get. And he's never been close, guys. Don't listen to Nick Wright. I told you, he was closer to third place than he was to first place, guys. Right? And they'll say what? Oh, Marc Gasol didn't even make the all-defensive first team, and he won Defensive Player of the Year award. Once again, learn the history. There have been many other times that's happened. That was not the first time it's happened. There have been other years where a player's won Defensive Player of the Year award and was not first team all-defense, guys. So, once again, they're trying to make more excuses for LeBron James. Doesn't make a difference, guys. LeBron James ain't never been like that on defense. He's never been known for his defensive abilities, his defensive hustle. If anything, he's known for the complete opposite of that. Right? LeBron James standing with his hands on his hips, he's all over Shaq and a fool for lack of hustle. His team's playing 4-5 on the other end. But they want to talk about 1 year he was robbed for a Defensive Player of the Year award. That 1 year that they want to say he was great on defense, it gets outweighed by all these years that LeBron James has been terrible on defense. Terrible. He hasn't been good or so-so. He's been downright terrible. When Kyle Kuzma has to push you in the back to make a defensive rotation, that just tells us everything that we need to know, guys, about LeBron James on the defensive end. You'll never see a video of Michael Jordan being shoved in the back by B.J. Armstrong or Scottie Pippen to play defense, to make a rotation. No, you won't see that. It's never been there. You won't see minutes-long video of Michael Jordan standing with his hands on his hips, not having any hustle. You won't see this, right? You won't see Michael Jordan standing on one end of the court while his team is playing 4-5. You won't see Michael Jordan taking 17, 15 seconds, 10 seconds to get across the half-court line. We have that for LeBron James, though, guys. Minutes long. You guys know the deal, man. Once again, they love talking about that 2013 Defensive Player of the Year award and how he was robbed. Those aren't the facts, guys. There's more narratives and lies, more excuses for LeBron James and why he wasn't able to accumulate the kinds of awards that Michael Jordan was able to accumulate in his career. They must excuse it somehow. But LeBron James is supposed to be the greatest athlete of his era, one of the greatest athletes in NBA's history. But for some reason, he could not win the Defensive Player of the Year award, and he was robbed for it. They really want you to believe that LeBron James is an all-time great defensive player. He's not, guys. Never been. He was good at his best. He was good. In Miami, he was good, but he wasn't great because he wasn't consistent. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.